Hello guys, I'm back again today. It's Derek Tafuma here, back from DerekTafuma.com. In today's video, I've got exciting news. So the exciting news is that I've launched my book on Amazon with the Kindle Direct Publishing platform. So basically what Kindle Direct Publishing, or KDP, is that it's an Amazon service. You know, Amazon sells books. So it's a service by Amazon in which they help individuals like myself who want to write but don't want the hassle of going through publishers and submitting your book and all that and getting back and forth, and sometimes not getting the publisher that you want and maybe not getting as much as you could be making if you were submitting it yourself. So basically, I just launched the book, and it's a book I've been writing, as the title says, how to write a 10,000 words book in 10 days. So for the past 10 days, I've been writing this book, and I've been writing about 1,000 words per day, which means that at the end of 10 days, I have 10,000 words. So it's that simple. So basically what it means is that if I continue on this trend for the next 30 days of August, starting tomorrow, 31 days actually, I could come up with 31,000 words. Or if I write more than 1,000 words, then I've got more than 31,000 words. And maybe, just maybe, if I write maybe 1,300, I could come up to about 45,000 words. Now for me, that's a really good length for a month for someone who's doing other things. So if I was a dedicated writer, maybe I could do more. But because I have other things to do, I choose to write just 1,500. The 1,000 words would take me about an hour if I had all my ideas put together. It would take me about 1 hour. So again, in this episode, I just talk about a little bit of the equipment that I have here. So I've got the lights. I've got 3 lights now, which makes the picture look more realistic. All the dark patches are gone. Then I have, I'm recording on GarageBand. I'm recording the audio on GarageBand. I'm recording the YouTube Live on one iPad. The other iPad is recording the GarageBand audio, which I'm going to post to SoundCloud. And SoundCloud is then going to be the archive. I'm waiting for the application to go through. It will be the archive which is going to house my podcasts before they're taken by iTunes and become an iTunes podcast. So basically, that is the process. Okay, so I'll have my SoundCloud account, would have a podcast account which I've applied for, and I'm waiting for a response. Once that has gone through, it means that I'm able to put my podcasts on the SoundCloud, and then Apple iTunes or Apple Podcast is able to take those podcasts from SoundCloud, because SoundCloud becomes the place where they live. Okay, it's where they are kept, it's where they are archived. And then when you listen to my podcast on Apple iTunes, they are actually taking it from SoundCloud. So that's the process. Then the iPad there is doing YouTube Live, and then on the computer, I'm doing the Facebook Live using Ecamm. Okay, one day I'm going to talk about each of these individually. So Ecamm for Facebook Live is an app on the Facebook which allows you to post a live video and also do other stuff like put a picture or something. And maybe I'll just demonstrate here that I could put a picture of, let's put this guy here, Real Talk, okay? And I can change the size of it. Maybe I want to block, let me block that door. That door doesn't look too good in the video. I've got the green screen, but it looks weird when we are doing a live show. So I could just put that there, but it's a bit too big. So I'll make it small. My little Bitmoji there. So that's me, the Bitmoji, I designed that. You can also design it, just go to the Bitmoji app, and that's the application which helps you to make the Bitmojis on Snapchat, but you can also copy those pictures. In fact, there's a keyboard for the Bitmoji which you can download for iOS, and you can use that keyboard to search for images when you're texting, when you're in a texting application such as WhatsApp or any other web editor. You are able to bring these guys up. Even as a Facebook comment on Facebook, you're able to bring it up and put any of those pictures. That's something I think I can explain in another video. But that's the nature of this live show. We're not restricted to extremely one thing because there's too much to talk about. And the human brain is a story processing machine. We think of so many things at the same time, so there's no point restricting ourselves to one thing. But back to the book. So I've explained the equipment. Now I'll explain the part of the process that went into this. So basically, the book is about how to write 10,000 words in 10 days. But it's just a series of blog posts that I've been writing for the past 10 days, 1,000 words per blog post. And those blog posts have then been compiled. So that's one way you can write a book. So to avoid procrastination, I know that what you can do is you can allow yourself to write blog posts and then use the blog posts as a way of compiling a book. And you can use if you do that for 12 months, it means you've got at least 30,000 words a month. And times 12, that's about 360,000 words at the end of the year. But you can do more. Okay, you can go up to 500,000. That's if you write more than 1,000. Okay. So the important thing is that it's helping me to implement the writing of a book, which is the last ebook that I wrote was like 2016. Now, that's like 2 years ago. So it means there's been a lapse. And I think part of the lapse is due to procrastination, and part of the procrastination is due to the nature or just the fact that I did not have a to-do list in place. I've got all the titles for the books I want to write. Is about 10 of them. But I did not have that plan in place. But now I do have a plan in place, and I intend to keep it up, even though, I've also started coding, writing code. So that's something that's going to take at least an hour of my day. And I think the thing that's helped me a lot, and which can also help other people, is to, when you're going to start implementing, when you're going to start producing content, one of the things that you need to do is to reduce the amount of content that you're consuming. So the amount of podcasts I'm listening to, I've had to reduce them. Then the number of, or the amount of YouTube videos, radio, the amount of blogs that I read. Okay, I've had to reduce those numbers to a ratio of maybe 10% consumption. And some days I go down to 0% consumption because I'm just too busy. See, that's what happens when you've got a to-do list, because I've got things that are 3 days overdue because there's too much to do. So when you've got a list, you do realize that you don't have the time for consuming. I know people who consume zero. Okay, the only thing they consume is when they talk to people, when they respond to people on social media. That's the only stuff they are reading. Okay, they are talking to people. They are responding to specific questions from specific people instead of just reading a random blog post about a certain topic, and that just becomes a distraction. But I'm not saying don't read, because I've been reading for years. I've been listening to podcasts for years, audiobooks, you name it, blog posts. I've read everything. But I'm leaning towards listening to audiobooks whilst I'm driving, because that's the only time that I can't use my hands for anything else. I can only listen to something, and that something is either the podcasts or the audiobooks. Okay, so one thing that I didn't mention at the start was my two microphones arrived. So hopefully the audio has improved on the podcasts, on the GarageBand recording, and also the YouTube recording. So that should have improved. And I've avoided using Periscope, although I think I can use that with my phone next time. I just need to get a stand for it. But the picture is still not looking too good. So that is the reason why I've not been too keen to go Periscope Live. I'd rather use Clips, which is an Apple or iOS by Apple iOS application, which helps me to make some pretty good videos with annotations, and you can also add images and stuff like that. Okay, so the book is mainly about implementation, but it's also trying to make people realize that it is now easy to set up a website, a blog, even a newspaper. You can just become a curator of content, where you're getting content of certain topics that you think your readers will be interested in. So you can easily do that, and that's the use of words, the use of text. You can also use pictures, in which case you basically own an art gallery, and there are so many applications. But the most social one at the moment, one of the leading ones, is Instagram, because with Instagram you can post pictures and become an influencer, because you get followers, and when you get followers, you become influential, because advertisers are looking for influencers, because influencers have people, and people buy stuff. So when they're trying to sell you something, they need to make sure that they can get access to people, and getting access to people is as easy as talking to an Instagrammer who has millions, 2 million, 3 million, 500,000 followers who are engaged. So when a company like, say, Nike wants to advertise a product, a pair of sneakers or shoes or trainers, as they're called in the United Kingdom, then it makes sense to use that the influencer to maybe take a picture of themselves wearing the brand new sneakers. Then everybody else wants them, because that's a person they look up to. So no longer do we have just movie stars and maybe boxers, like in the past, football stars who are influential. You can become an influencer overnight by just making sure that you're working on your Instagram account and coming up with a lot of followers. So you become an influencer and you get paid by advertisers to maybe post about their products, okay, or host one of their team to come and speak to you if you're doing a live broadcast. Then we have so many applications in which you're able to take video, but the biggest one, which basically means you've got a television station, is YouTube. So with YouTube, like now, I'm on YouTube Live, okay? Basically, that's a television station. No two ways about it, okay? And the beauty of that is it's also a search engine. So what that means is people can search for your content. So you need to be very smart with tags. You need to make sure that on each video you've got a pretty nice searchable title, and you also have tags about the stuff you're talking about. And if you can talk about what the most popular videos are talking about, then that's something. But always stick to what you know. Okay, don't just talk about football because everybody is talking about football and it's making them a lot of money. No, you need to stay in your lane. You need to talk about what you know. Otherwise, people realize that you are not authentic. So in all this, you are trying to build a personal brand. Personal brand is what do people talk about when you're not there? That's a personal brand. What do they talk about? What do they ask of you? When they come to you for help, what are they asking for? So those are the things that give you an indication of the areas you need to work at. And if you can provide the products and services that people expect of you, then you grow your brand that way. So it's very important. Before you can build a company, you need to build your personal brand. Before you can build a corporate or organizational brand, you need to build your own brand first. Right. Then we're looking at social media in the book. In the book, I talk a lot about social media, that social media is just people, it's relationships, it's influencer marketing. I gave the example of Instagram. It's word of mouth on steroids. Okay, it's the same word of mouth we've had for a very long time. Now we just get the news quicker, and anyone with an internet connection, like now, I'm broadcasting over the internet. Anyone with an internet connection and a smartphone or a desktop can record. An iPad can record either an audio, can record video, and can also write, text and post pictures. Take pictures with your phone. Okay. So that's the launch of the book. It's on Amazon. If you just type in Derek Tafuma, there are just 2 books at the moment. It's the it's the one that I launched today. You'll see it's at the top of the pile because that's the latest one. The other one I wrote in 2016. I want to edit it again, but it's quite. Both of them are quite cheap. They are less than £3 each, so you can be able to afford one. So I've launched the book, and I hope to launch another book by the end of August. That one should be about 45,000 words. I know how easy that is now because 1,500 words a day is just an hour or so of writing, and that's it. So in the next videos, I want to talk about all of the different software programs that I'm using, like Grammarly for checking my grammar and my spellings and all that, and IA Writer, which I just downloaded a couple of days ago, which is a writing application, which is on the iPad, iPhone, and also on the Mac. Then there is Ulysses, which I've been using for some time now, which is also a clean writing app. So basically it gives you a clean canvas and you're able to type from anywhere. And all of these applications sync across all the devices. So as soon as you finish writing your book on one, whatever you've written is synced in the cloud on all of the devices, and you can carry on the next available device depending on where you are. So if you're watching TV, or if you are somewhere where you can only hold a small gadget like your phone, then you continue on your phone. If you get to somewhere where you can sit down, like in the office, then you can continue on a laptop or a desktop. So thank you guys for listening. I don't intend to speak any longer than is necessary, so I'm going to stop here, and I will see you guys in the next video where we are going to be talking about anything which I think is relevant at that time. Okay, so thank you again for listening. My website is right here. I'm talking to the people on Facebook now. That's my website. Okay, you'll find most of those blogs on the website. And the name of the book is up here for those on Facebook. How to write. Let me start here. So, how to write a 10,000 word book in 10 days. Okay. And it's the Director Fuma Show. Thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed yet and you think you might benefit from the kinds of talks I'm going to be having here of a live format, then please do subscribe. Do click on the little bell as well after you've subscribed, because that gives you notifications of any videos that are coming through. Thank you for watching.